What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video journaling episode. While looking at my notes that I took today, like the thoughts that I wrote down, or stuff, I realized that I forgot to do something, which I will not do. Ooh, maybe I will do. Actually, maybe I will do this after recording the video. Now, here is something that I wrote down. What? Because you see, today it's been actually a while since I wrote something down. Damn. Okay, well, anyways, but I went on the walk today, right? And I was really sad. As I was walking, I felt the rain. I was like, oh, nice. But then, like every corner that I turned around, every corner that I took, suddenly the rain stopped. And I don't know. It was a weird rain. It was really weird. But yeah, I went on that walk. It was pretty decent, I'd say. Yeah. Well, because obviously I can't stay in here for the whole day, yo. I hate this, yo. I honestly wonder, does it really, do I really have to do no sport at all, no training for 4 weeks? That seems like a lot. I wanted to call them actually and ask them again, like, for real, 4 weeks? I got stuff to train for, and I got training in itself, right? I gotta train for the practical exams that I will be doing next month, and I need to, train again because I'm losing so much progress, I'm losing so much size. Oh yeah, this OP thing. Boom shakalaka. Beach. Ugliest beach. Ugliest beach. Okay. Yeah, all good. Yeah, that's why I don't like it if I'm not at home and my mom just opens the windows and then just stuff flies in my room and I'm like, great, I gotta deal with this shit. No idea where I was, honestly. Yeah, I went on that walk, got a thought, which, or at least what I wrote down was, be open for stuff, but stay true to your values. Because I was like, oh yeah, be open for stuff. Because being open enables you to have so many more experiences, to meet so many new people. But then I was like, yeah, but if you're too open, then you'll also attract weirdos, like the LGBTQ people, like the extreme ones. I don't know. And that's why, but stay true to your values. I'm open, I'm a really open guy, I will try out any food, I will, learn about any any knowledge, especially. I'm open for anything, to learn anything. And experiences too, pretty much, aside from drugs and just, it's all drugs, things I can get addicted from and ruin my life from. Yeah, but other than that, I'm pretty open for stuff. But I will stay true to my values, I will not try out some gay shit or whatever. No. Yeah, and I will not, experience being with, I don't know, fat people or LGBTQ people at some, I don't know, some event they go to or some, Nah. But usually I am pretty open, If a friend asks me, yo, do you want to go to this event? I might say, yeah, sure. Depending on if it costs something. And if yes, then how much? But yeah, if it's free, I'll usually go. Because my friends are usually my friends are pretty normal, I would say. I mean, they're my friends, right? I wouldn't call them friends. Or, yeah, they wouldn't be my friends if they would be gay or some shit. Honestly, I don't even care if my friend is gay, but I do care if he's making that his whole personality. But we've been through this once or twice already. Yeah, and I was also or on a walk, and especially while the rain, poured down on me, I was thinking, damn, this throws me back to when I used to skate last year. And I skated a few times at like 6 a.m. or so. Yeah, at 6 a.m. And it rained too, and it was the best skate I ever had. But then I realized, damn, wait, my nose was broken, and if I fall down or if a car hits me, then I'm actually gonna be cooked for real. Yeah, so I was like, okay, maybe I should put that off for now. Yeah. No. That's pretty much what I wrote down. Yeah. What did I do today? Nothing really, honestly. Nothing big, nothing special. Yeah. The sad thing is, like, as I said, when I can't meet people, and I will go on a walk by myself, because, well, what else is there to do? I'm not just gonna be sitting here at home just because I have no one to go out with. That's also something that I find good about myself. That I don't need anyone to go out with. Like, I'd much rather go out with someone. But if I go alone, also there's this possibility that I won't go. But usually, when I want to do something and I ask people, do you want to come? And they say no, and then I'll still go because I want to go. I just ask them if they also want to come. Yeah. Also last year, it was last year, I think, I really wanted to go play basketball. And I asked my friend, do you want to come play basketball? He's like, no, I don't. So I just went alone. And he was really surprised that I went. Because he cannot do anything alone, he always had someone there to do something, to start a new habit or so, or a new hobby with him. He always had someone else there, and that's why I think he does not have this ability. And I guess I'm grateful that I was alone for the first 1 or 2 years of my self-improvement journey. Yeah, 1 or 2. Yeah, 1 or 2 years. No, 2 years. No, like something in between. Like 1.5 years or a bit more. I think for 1.5 years I was alone. Like, no, wait, when did I start? Yeah, September or so. Yeah, September 2022, I think. Or like October 2022. I don't fully remember. But somewhere around that time, I think. Or August. Basically autumn, right? And so, yeah, for 1.5 years, I was the only guy I knew who was on self-improvement. Everyone else around me, whether it was my childhood friends or my school friends or anyone I knew, was not on self-improvement. I was the only one. So I guess I learned more important stuff, in my opinion, while I was alone in that time. So I guess I am grateful for that. Yeah, I think that was also when I made the most progress, because now, since I know one friend who's also on self-improvement, but he's focusing more on business, and he's also more on the lone wolf path right now. I don't know, and yeah, since I don't see him in real life, we barely talk, because obviously you talk with people who you see in real life, more often, because he lives like 6 hours away where my childhood friend lives, or close to that. And so, yeah, we're not really talking, just sometimes. But yeah, I do have one friend here who's also on self-improvement, and, well, obviously, since he's basically, still a beginner when it comes to self-improvement. Oh, actually, I know one more who might be starting I don't know if he's like actually set on self-improvement, because he's like a unique person, you know. He can figure out his life even without being on self-improvement, right? Because he's just, I don't know, he's unique. He's unique. Yeah, but like the one friend that I have on self-improvement, like especially for the last year or so, it was more of me, you know, pulling him up with me. And so obviously that slowed me down a bit, but hopefully he will be there soon. I mean, yeah. At least in business aspect, he will be there soon too, because well, we're doing this project together. Well, we're like I think I said this recently. Like I said, we're starting with the book club, but like later on, it's gonna be more, you know, content creation, and we're gonna do that together. So once again, he's not alone. Damn, crazy. Yeah, but yeah, yeah. He's here, I guess. Yeah, at the part that I can at least make project, you know, start projects with him. So that's good, I guess. That's yeah, that's good. So we'll find out in the next few years probably if it was worth it to spend a whole year on getting him up to my level, I guess, in this sense at least. Fitness wise too, he's doing good, but he was doing that good, you know, good on his own already, because he jogs. Yeah. And while training, actually pretty lucky for him that we found each other, because like otherwise he wouldn't be at my training. And if he wouldn't be at my training, he would have most likely stopped the gym, going to the gym, because like going alone to the gym sucks usually, especially for like, you know, especially because like didn't he already was thinking about quitting, but was just continuing because, you know, otherwise his dad would have paid money for nothing, because he's, in my opinion, one of those spoiled kids who doesn't even realize they're low-key spoiled. Like his dad, you know, not even spoiled, but like who is well off and doesn't even realize he's well off. Like it's crazy how he doesn't realize, especially thinks about poverty um, in the world. So crazy. Yeah, but basically his dad pays for training of any kind and also food. Well, my mom pays for the food, which is good, but she does not pay for training. No, I had to work a part-time job to finance that, as well as, you know, going to the gym before. I had like this personal trainer. He doesn't even, he's, I mean, slowly, obviously, you know, when talking with more people, which he's bound to do, because he's now with an extrovert. And well, obviously, when you're on a self-improvement journey, you at some point will take on the challenge of social skills, and you cannot practice that alone. And so at one point you will have to speak to other people, and that's when you realize, then that's when your worldview changes, or can change a lot. Yeah, as for him, for example, because, you know, for example, his whole view of fighting got completely screwed up. His whole world view of, well, I don't know if he like actually realized, you know, he's a bit childish, but it's, you know, like not like acting childish, but he's like still a bit childish in his views and values, low key. Um, and experience. He hasn't experienced much because he's an introvert and stayed most of his life indoors and didn't really, yeah. I guess that's a shame, you know, when it comes to being an introvert. Obviously, it also has some positive sides, some advantages, but like that's a major drawback. that he's so childish because he never left his home, I guess, and also because he lived in the same, city for all of his life, and even though he did that, he doesn't even, know a lot about this city because, like I said, he didn't really leave his few districts that he or his school or his friends are staying in, right? Yeah, it's so crazy. That is so crazy. Yeah, also tomorrow, what I'm gonna do is because today I also watched a lot of stuff again, and like, yes, it's a good way to make pastime more quickly with Loki. It's ass as hell. Like, I don't even want to watch stuff anymore, but I'm just doing it to pass time. I thought, like, oh, I'm a bitch because, technically I could be reading the whole day if I just, turn off my devices. Technically, I could do that, but I'm not doing it because I'm a bitch. So, what I was thinking about doing tomorrow was that I do not touch my devices until, I get a call. That will be the first time when I will touch my phone. Well, basically, for the whole morning, I will not be touching my phone whatsoever. I would just read books or do whatever else I can think of that does not involve electronic devices. The thing is, the main book that I'm reading, like I said, the Quran, is on my iPad. So I'm wondering about how to do this. I will probably just be reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius until I get that call, and then after that call, later during the day, I will continue reading the Quran, or I will just read it, and the second I leave the browser or do something else, that's when I will turn off my iPad. It's obviously a bit riskier. Yeah, but I will also not start with going on my phone, but I will start with reading a book if I want to do anything in the morning, aside from waking up. This was so. Honestly, I looked at myself in the camera today on my phone, and I was like, damn, why do I look so weird? Like, especially from below. I don't know. Weird. But anyways, that's all for today. I'll eat now, and then the thing is, it's 9. Usually, I'd eat, go to sleep, easy peasy, good time to sleep. But I can't do shit. I cannot do anything. So I'm thinking how to stay up so that I wake up later, so that the day isn't as long, I'm really annoyed by this. I can't do any sport whatsoever. Nothing. Not even skating, not even basketball. Because, first of all, when someone passes me the ball, you catch the ball and you feel the impact of that ball in your whole body. And so my nose, especially, will feel it pretty quick. Then, if the ball hits my nose, cooked. And that's with any sport, basically. If the ball hits my nose, it's cooked. I'm cooked. Yeah, I hate this. The thing is, I can look down on, but still feel the pressure a bit. So I'm, I can do it again, but I'm holding still back in comparison to usually. I don't know about pull-ups. I could try doing that maybe because my head is up. Yeah, so we'll see in the next one.